Good evening.
What's your name?
Alexander Saavedra.
Alexander, how you doing today?
Kind of nervous right now. Like I know I love what you do, and it's impactful for the community. So
So I'm sure you're aware of what comes next.
yeah, I'm scared, but yeah, I do.
So to your right hand side there is an envelope.
Yeah.
Inside of it's a letter with someone's journey, someone's story, someone's life. Would you please open it and read it to us?
Yeah.
Feel free to take your time.
Dear someone, you don't expect a letter to change your life, but there I was with a heartbreaking notice on the table. It was Friday after working a 12-hour day and a 16-hour week when I came home to find a note on my door. A 10-day notice from the landlord. It said my lease was up and I had to vacate the property or face eviction. I was shocked. This had came out of nowhere. I quickly called up my landlord, who told me she wasn't going to renew my lease because she sold the property. She reminded me that 10 days was my fate, and how could this be? After 8 years of living in the same house, I could never expect the rug to be swept so quickly and let alone without mercy. I frantically asked friends for advice, and they said I could fight for more time. I contacted a lawyer with hope to hear good news, but to my surprise, he told me that what I wanted to hear, well, I didn't expect to hear. You see, because I always pay my rent on time and I always paid it during COVID lockdown using my savings, I did not qualify for any programs or help because it's only set up for people who didn't pay during COVID. He advised me to leave before I received an eviction notice because it stays on my permanent record. To this day, I find it hard to accept that putting my all into my responsibilities ended up being the reason why I didn't have a chance to save my home. I was crushed because I was being penalized for doing everything right. My daughter was not home on the day I got the 10-day notice. She was out celebrating with her friends because it was the end of the school year. She of course was planning to have a great summer. My daughter was 8 when we moved to Stewart. I have been a single father since my daughter was 18 months old. I wanted to give her a good life. The schools and the neighborhood were so much nicer than the ones in Fort Lauderdale. My daughter has spent 8 years in this house building happy memories. So when I told her we had a 10-year day notice, I knew it was devastated for her. I knew it devastated her. I watched as she looked around her home. We both found it hard to not cry as it set in that we would lose the place where she was raised in. So many cherished memories that I couldn't hold on to much longer. As we packed away, as we packed them away, 8 years packed into neat boxes. I started looking for a new place immediately, but there weren't not many available. When I found a prospect that the rent, deposits, or fees would be so high I could not pay, I went to places that were government funded for lower income families. They said I made too much, which I couldn't understand. I made too much to get help, but I don't make enough to be able to afford anything around this area. Without a place to go, we put our stuff in storage and start our lives couch surfing with friends and family. Sometimes we slept in the car, but never felt safe. Every day I got up and went to work, and my daughter went to school doing what we were supposed to do, but I still couldn't find a place for us to live. When my daughter attended the first day of school, after the 10-day notice, the teacher called me up to find out Elizabeth was sick and wanted me to get her a COVID test because she seemed very ill. My daughter wasn't sick, but the teacher didn't realize she was so stressed from the notice that she had spent the entire day excusing herself to the bathroom to cry. I tried to reassure my daughter that things would get better because they couldn't get any worse. I always wanted to be positive for my daughter. At the end of the day, I was the only one she had to depend on, but I knew we were holding on by a thread. Unfortunately, my brother was given similar news. His landlord called us as we were staying on his couch and told him she wouldn't renew his lease. He had to be out by the first day of the month. The, the first came and went, and on February 1st, 2022, my brother and my daughter and I were all homeless. I finally hit rock bottom. I knew we needed help, so I called Family Promise, who has been helping us until the present day. When I told her teacher that what the situation was, she called April Young and gave her my number. These last 6 months, she has been a big help to me with her words of encouragement. It was time for me to stop being so prideful and let Family Promise do what they do best and help me get back on my feet. Through the program, we had a place to stay and hot food every day. We were able to save money and be able to put a down payment on a 3-bedroom and 2-bath house in Georgia. Instead of paying $1,800 in rent every month, I pay $600 for my mortgage for my house. A house where my family will never have to worry about a 10-day notice again. Sincerely, someone. P.S. Would you be my voice? That's so real. I honestly, I've had the same situation happen to me, and it was tough. Like, me and my dad had nowhere to go. We were living in Miami and had no place to stay, and it was tough. At one point, I wanted to commit suicide. I was like still in high school, and I felt like my dad would be better off without me. At that point, before I did anything, I just thought of the many lives I would affect in doing that, and how many hearts I would hurt. And it pains me that people go through this. And I try to be a better person every day and work harder so I can help out the community and help everyone out. And I thank God that there's places like this and people like this that help out people, because we need it and everybody needs it.
Alessandro, are you a father?
Yeah.
So you saw yourself there as well as a father.
Yeah. I saw myself like providing to my 3-year-old son. And I know the struggle. I know the responsibility. And I know as parents that we have to keep trying harder to provide a healthy lifestyle for our kids. And we got to be the role models. And we just got to give it all we can to provide everything for them.
So Family Promise partners with local churches who in the evening open their doors to these families who are homeless. For churches who have not partnered with Family Promise yet, what would you say to them?
Thank you. But thank you, because I know like one day you guys will. Because I know inevitably the world is not there yet, but we are going to be there one day. And everybody's going to give to each other and provide to each other. So just hopefully, I just want to start off by saying thank you, because I know one day you probably will do it. Might not be yet, but hopefully soon.
There's a huge community that sometimes feel like we need to do more. How do you think you can be this person's voice?
Just try to be a change in the community, to be someone's voice, to lend a hand. Just try to be there for somebody. And in all honesty, just give a smile and say thank you to a veteran, or thank you to like anybody that just holds a door for you, and just feel welcoming, and just say it from when you ask someone like how's your day, actually mean it, you know?
If the writer of the story was here today, what would you like to tell him?
I'm proud of you. You finally made it. You didn't, not, everybody, the American dream is there. But you made it. You made your little piece of heaven, and you made it for your daughter. And that's the most important thing.
Any last thoughts?
God bless what you guys are doing. It's real. It hits home.
Thank you for your time, Alexander.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Means a lot you coming over.
Of course, man. That was so real.